How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Mamiya. So, we've seen kind of the culmination of everything. Whether it was by design or it was just the state of things forever, we're basically kind of fulfilling what had always been. So the idea was that before they were born, people are these kind of conceptualized ideas, almost like they're not spirits, they're like I think they called them ideas, and then they could be born. Like Mamiya, the original Mamiya was supposed to be born, but out of a desire to not abandon Suo, he elected to stay and sent who would become Natsumi to become born instead. And that was kind of this whole unlife that he's had. So Mamiya never was alive and became this kind of pseudo being and kind of be stretched beyond the confines of a simple imaginary friend. But now, because the two of them were kind of entwined together in their own way, which is interesting because, again, it's kind of highlighted this type of narrative before with Suo and Ryo, how they were intrinsically tied in this causality loop. It turns out that Mamiya and Natsumi are also intrinsically tied in a kind of causality loop, where they both were entities that existed before birth together and were both Mamiya's which was a nickname given to imaginary friends by Suo, meaning they both are technically the same person in a way. Enough of a way that when the convergence happened, when the 2012 and the 1999s were meshed together, it also allowed for what's now happened, which is the convergence of Mamiya as an entity. Basically allowing a Mamiya to take over the mortal body that would have been his after it had died and conceptually become reborn as a new Mamiya. And now it's brought it all together. But it's also brought together all the practitioners of the Mamiya groups, like the Pink House people and the kind of modern story people, but they're also kind of converging their thoughts as well, and tying things together, because now we have this convergence that not only is these two different groups, but these two different groups have now resolved their issues with each other throughout these different time cycles. And now they're coming together, having essentially moved on from needing Mamiya. And so now they're going to start unraveling the mystery further. So I think they are going to be the key of figuring out what to do now. Because now that they recognize that there's two Mamiyas, and how this second Mamiya is kind of the culmination of everything that's happened up until now, I think they're going to be the ones that ultimately decide the fate of what's going on. So yeah, let's see how this goes. The story is really complicated. I love it, but oh my gosh, it's a lot to try and wrap your mind around. Which is nice. It's nice to have a story that's not, I don't know. It lets you try and feel it out. It's not blatantly telling you what's happening. And every time it does, it also introduces new questions. But it doesn't feel random and inconsistent like I would expect. I've seen a lot of stories that try to be kind of coy with their logic, and it can just end up being really confusing. Mamiya comes across more intriguing. And I'm curious to see how they pay it off in the end, but so far the delivery's been fantastic. So yeah, sorry I lost my voice there. Let's jump right in and see what happens now that Mamiya and Natsumi Mamiya are kind of at a confluence state. Because that's the other thing. The other reveal we had is that even with the red ink bullet, which should be able to kill spectators, had no effect on Mamiya because Mamiya had never existed. So you can't write out an entity that is less of an existence than a spectator. So now what do you do? It's gonna be interesting to see. Let's go. There we are. The whisper of nameless ghosts echoed within the city without a year. The eerie dark curtain that fell over 1999 was like a guide to the end. It was an era in which economic collapse, government corruption, and social decline led to an anticipation of death. Wow, that sounds so familiar. 2012 was also a vague time which, according to ancient prophecy, would mark the end of the world. Tokyo, as it was now, was in a place where these two unstable times were one. So this is where you were. Sorry for the wait. I am the Mamiya that is your other half. So you're Mamiya. Yes. Oh, to have you call me by that name, there's no greater honor. Who are you, really? You're not from any lair I know. I would assume not. I'm not. You're outside the jurisdiction. Just where did you, as Mamiya, originate from? I've always heard them. I've always heard the voices of those who wish for Mamiya. At a time, people's faith and predictions had powerful effects on the world. Yeah, so when the world's so unstable, their desires start to become a reality, it coalesces. Like the idea is, it's almost like the fabric of reality gets thin, and thus things can kind of manifest that wouldn't normally be there. I am the consciousness of the that inhabited Natsumi Soichiro's body itself. The body has a consciousness separate from the soul. You know how people who have organ transplants often get memories of things that never happened to them or develop new personality traits? I mean, okay. That was odd because like they have kind of like, there's been marks of that, but it's not like it's a confirmed thing. Like, oh, it's like, oh, this happens. It's like, it's a thing that can be. And it's odd because we don't know why. In 1999, since the day Mamiya disappeared from the world, Natsumi Soichiro, 4 years old at the time, began hearing the voices. Mamiya. Mamiya, hurry up and come. Mamiya, help me. I want to go to where you are. The voices didn't vanish. No matter how hard I shook my head and how soon enough, I realized I was Mamiya. The spectator never told me anything like that. That's because this perfect body was always protecting the soul from malice. However, even though it did its job in protecting him, the damage left on his on the shield itself didn't go anywhere. This body took it all. Natsumi Soichiro's death at just 17 years of age also happened by the will of the body. So it could no longer bear the poison, the constant curses? No. I, as a body, have always been yearning for Mamiya, the bodiless illusion. I lived while thinking only of you. The body of the Natsumi Soichiro, that is I have always wished for in vain, actually yearned for me. Actually, I made plenty of preparation to present you a body of your own too. A body? It's your greatest desire, is it not? Crowd's flickering sighs, the last hints of dignity escaping through their fingers. The sun rose, the curtain of night fell. Within the ever-turning cycle of days, the collective subconscious twisted without end. With him gone, the world has no one monitoring it. I've been waiting for this moment. We will now dominate the world with the power of illusion. That's terrifying. It wasn't a matter of an individual scale. The era itself demanded it. Mamiya. I'm thinking of creating a new religion with you at its core. Huh? Illusion worship. The heart of that illusion suppresses reality. Simple, right? What are you saying? What is your goal? I only want to save the people. Huh? Look, and see the lights of civilization cultivated by the people, overflowing in the world. He spread his own hands down below Tokyo Tower where many people had gathered. Listen to their cries of the foolish, lost lambs that moan from suffering, not knowing how to save themselves. Guy sounds like a psychotic maniac. Lord Mamiya, grant us ultimate bliss that lies at the fusion of illusion and reality. What are they? Go on, wait for them. They are beings who are so convinced that your hand will guide them to a new world. There were people of all ages there, but there was something they had in common. It was a fanatical conviction burning deep within their eyes. May a new world be born by your hand. We will always obey your command. Society, this unstable era, demands something that can be believed in. Hey, I knew nothing about this. Natsumi Soichiro slowly solidified his smile. To tell you the truth, your will doesn't matter. The pink house from 1999 went through Mamiya's head. The zealous belief seemed unstoppable at this point. Do you get it now? You must be resurrected. It must happen, so that the endless suffering running rampant through the world sublimates. He wants to build a savior. That's essentially what he's creating. He's creating a new savior. With the moon behind him, the man looked down at the realm below. Faith? Believers? What the hell? I know that Mamiya appears before those who seek illusions. But I had no idea that the end of the century created so many me's. That spectator created such an unstable world. Although, you remember the faces of the believers looking up at him. Mamiya Yumihisa wanted to embrace them all and tell each and every one of them that it'll be alright. If Soichiro is right that my resurrection would save the people of a falling world, and I would get a body I've wanted for so long, then it will all be exactly as I wish. All desires need some sort of sacrifice, right, Yumihisa? Yeah. No, that's not it. The illusion, the Mamiya, should be shared equally by all. The two Mamiyas. So what's gonna happen? I have no idea what's gonna go on now. Like, no guesses, no predictions, nothing. For friends. After losing to Mamiya, brought back to the realm above, I sat in a corner with the abyss of despair. This is it. I'm completely broken. My body worshipped Mamiya, and I myself am Mamiya. Everything I've done has been meaningless. I didn't want to know that I myself was the source of the evil. Hurtful tears came trickling forth. If only this story didn't exist. I was ready to throw the black book, but quickly snapped back to my senses. No, I'm the worst. How could I blame the story for my own worthlessness? Weighed down by self-hatred, I was unable to leave a puddle of my own blood. Whoa, that's a lot of blood. A voice came from behind me. It must have been just passing spectator. I wasn't in the state to care. But man, you actually kept on interfering, huh? As the voice came closer, I realized it sounded so familiar. No, it couldn't be. After all, he was already... Trying not to get my hopes up too much, I slowly raised my face. Whoa! Who are you? Good job, Natsumi. It's you! My senior. Oh, yeah, I was the one behind the door, wasn't I? His voice sounded all standoffish as always, but a pleasant ring to it. So who are you? This is your first time seeing my parents, right? It must have been nothing but a convenient fantasy I had created. Using my bloodied hand, I slowly confirmed his existence. What the hell? You'll get blood all over me. He was actually there, which only raised more questions. Wait, how were you able to come back? Huh? The librarian told me you did something forbidden and vanished. That little... I go out for a trip and she uses my absence as a tool to dupe ya. Dupe? But you were up against the will of our Lord and got punished, right? The librarian and others seem to worship him, but he honestly isn't that lofty. But you gave me this gun because you knew you disappeared, right? That thing? So you did find it, huh? I gave it to you because I thought you'd need it. I couldn't use it well and lost. That's what happens to you, newbie? Go ahead and tell me. It's been a while since anyone called me that. I went ahead and told what happened without hiding anything. I don't know what I should do now. But that's simple. First of all, you're bleeding because your soul's hurting from denying a being in which you and one and the same. One and the same. So I really am the same as Mamiya, huh? I'd actually question what you think if a single soul can fit into a single vessel. Huh? Each idea has their own modus of being. No one can deny them that. Also, what's the point of grumbling about that at this point? It's the truth, and that's that. That's true. Painfully so. And here's the second thing. The red ink only kills the inhabitants of this world. That means that Mamiya you talked about isn't from here. But Mamiya once said that he came from the Trichiliocosm. Well, yeah, it's true this place is sometimes called that, but if the soul is an idea, a being below spectators, then the form that are taken doesn't count. Your other half wasn't able to be born, was he? That's true. Whoa, look at that. It's about time I headed off. Bright places always make me uncomfortable. Do something about the blood, though. Please don't just disappear without telling me. I saw him off as he waved his hand with little care. A certain dissatisfaction still lingered in my heart, though. Yeah, what was that? You just kind of swooped in? Oh, by the way, I'm alive. See ya. That's a little weird. I kind of liked the plot point of him being disappeared, but alright, whatever. Still can't acknowledge Mamiya, huh? Huh? Silly goose, who are you talking to just now? Natsumi! Whoa, what's with the blood? How about you do something about it? It was my second time hearing that. Well, here's how it is. I'm at a loss for words. You spent so much time observing the story, have you learned nothing from the characters? Huh? We spectators are special. Have some confidence. He widened his smile. But my senior told me that spectators are disposable. Senior? Ah. Oh, so he's back, huh? His smile became discontent and he left. I guess I still need to think about this myself. Oh, I'm confused! Kikuchi, carry this thing here. Alright. Even though the problem became clear during the funeral, the four had no choice but to return to their usual lives. Kikuchi Ryo is no exception, and he once again was working his nightly part-time job to make a living. I don't understand much about Mamiya or how this is related to Natsumi, but all I know is that Osamu has come back. Where has he been all this time? If possible, I'd like for us to live like before. Huh. Whoa! He bumped into someone and became staggered, but his arms were supported by... Oh, fetch! Hi, you. Hard to work, I see. An intelligent-looking lady with a leather jacket that melded into the dark. Oh, great. So the Mamiyas are all here. Mamiya, huh? Never would have thunk that Mayuri got involved in crazy crap like that, or that she dragged me into it as well. He was assailed by both heartache and self-derision. But then he had thought about the fact that Natsumi, who was supposed to be dead, had supposedly appeared before them. A new great mystery that surfaced was unbeknownst to him, making his heart race. I don't have many hints, though. What is Mamiya, anyway? Do you want to know? As Marchika Haruki sat on the stairs, a lab coat danced before him. If someone passionate about their studies, it's a teacher's job to help. So all the Mamiyas are manifesting. A rainy sports playground. So Kaito, holding his sky blue umbrella, found himself at a loss. Are you okay? It was all because of a child crouching and staring right at him. Umbrella. Huh? Let me go under it. Mina. Not many people came here, yet he heard someone coming up to the entrance. Energetic sneaker steps, accompanied by the sound of keys and a keychain clashing again and again. The door opened wide, revealing an amiable smile. Oh, Taja Minato! I've always wanted to meet ya. Wait, there was a man with features so much like his own he seemed like a doppelganger. Are you Mamiya? Yeah. Go, go, go. Go put him out. Put him out. I'm betting ticket. Dang, that was so close, huh? It was the nose's difference. Man, I'm impressed you can get that hyped for someone else's horse racing bet. And you're being cold. Stop eating chips and let's chat a bit. You can eat too, you know. Marchika Haruki presented him with a plate, but the spectacled man just sat smiling and said nothing. Paying no mind, Haruki kept chewing and drank some water. So, what are ya? I'm the only one who can see it. I'm the only one who can see it, right? You realize? Of course I would. You didn't buy a ticket and you're not eating anything. I honestly get why they would be convinced. Why they'd be convinced you really exist. With an ascertaining stare at him, the man in the lab coat smiled. Fine, I'll tell you. My way of teaching is known to be easy to digest. I see. So there's no one at your home because they all went on a trip, just like how it is for me. But how is it? But just so you know, you shouldn't ask strangers to take you to their house. Is your shoulder in? It's not wet, is it? It's not, thanks. Glad to hear it. I'm way bigger than you, so I can't tell from up here. You don't have to bend for me either, you know. Your sleeve will get cold if you get sick. Hey, I can handle this much. All that matters is that you're not cold. Also, you're not a stranger. Huh? Oh, it's a bit cold now. Can I come in and borrow a towel? Just don't ask anyone else that. It was late at night, with a few cars passing by in a December sky that could freeze the moon itself. A woman with skin like ice and a man in a black panther. Within the darkness, their outlines stood out with startling clarity. Osamu always taught me new stories. The excitement, the heart-pounding adventure, the hope for life. Osamu was the one who had set the foundation for all of it. He also instilled Mamiya in you. Don't you hold a grudge against him for that? I don't know. I feel like if I'd never met him, I might have died as a child. I see. So, through you, Osamu fulfilled his dream. This feels strange. I'd watched over Osamu and his work went on to raise you. Quite moving, no? So, not even you know the truth behind Natsumi. Yeah, that's about right. I guess you and I might be in a similar position. The light of the stars embraced them. If the era was different, we might have been friends. Hey, nothing's stopping us from becoming friends now. Really? Minato cracked a grin. Yeah, only if we do the same dreamy stuff like watching the stars together. Hey, Ryo! Did you wait for long? Sorry. I'm really thirsty. Minato, you're right on time. Let's go. How about we take the seaside path? I love the sea. I'm freezing here. You want to add the salty wind into the mix? Well, I guess the detour would let us talk about what we need to do. After he parked the motorbike at the donut shop, the four walked off. Ah, look at that. That's a good picture right there. The news says the world will end soon. Huh? Did you hear that in some late night occult show? I never heard any of that. But there's been tons of talk about foreign people who bought shelters, for example. Are you looking forward to the end of the world? It doesn't matter to me how the world ends. I'll just work hard so that Midori can keep on living healthy for another day. Even at the end, you don't care about what's in front of you, huh? That's so very much like you. How about you, Morichika? The end of the world? That's just stupid. You won't catch me living a life thinking of some fake occult bullcrap. Though, if I can, I'd like to see the moment it ends. The moment it ends. According to the ancient people, angels from heaven would descend to blow their trumpets. I'd like to see that with my own eyes, if what they believe in is true or not. Well, actually, I just want to see it. Imagine it must be a pretty sight. Oh, you're more romantic than you look. Huh? How about... Well, whatever. What about you? Me? Well, I don't know. I think the reason why people yearn for the end of the world is because the end world comes easily to both those who are happy and those who are miserable. I do want the bad things to end. But if the world doesn't go on, I myself can't change now, can I? If everything ends as it is, that would be it. And it would all be for nothing. That's true. I hope it goes on forever. As they walked some more, they gradually talked less and less. Waves were faintly echoing throughout the silent seaside. Vain and forlorn though it may have been, they knew from the start the reason why they kept on walking. The four of them were walking to the grave where Natsumi was buried. Their silhouettes stood before Natsumi's grave. Natsumi, what's happening? Tell us. Even if you die, those of us who are still here have to go on. I can't just accept you leaving a mystery and going off. Give us an answer, Natsumi. As Tojo Minato bent over the grave, Kikuchi supported him. Beyond the grave, I looked right at them, knowing that they couldn't see me. Thank you all for coming, but I can't answer you. I mean, I'm no longer Natsumi. I somehow forced those words through my stiff throat. I'm a nobody and my voice will never reach you. If only you could have continued to interfere as a spectator. I turned to the comforting response and saw a large swaying rabbit head. Mamiya. At first you were happy to just look over them. Huh. But as you exchanged words and gained awareness, you became greedy and wanted to be part of their lives. Huh. In the end, you're the same as us. Yeah, that's right. I'm Mamiya, just like you. It's why I didn't want to accept it. I knew I was getting into your shoes would be a sad experience. So, do you wish to return to the time when you were still alive? Of course I want to touch them again and tell them that it'll be alright. But it's too late. I mean, I'm already dead. My mud-like feeling became a hot liquid that escaped through my eyes. A wave of feelings I've been holding back pushed over me. I want to talk to them some more. To have fun, hand in hand. They're my only friends. They're my hope for life, and I love the time I spent with them. I understand. I loved them. My crumpled heart was hurting. They were close enough to touch, yet this distance felt so vast. No, not me. I could never touch you or call out to you ever again. The stars glittered beyond the distant sky. Here, down on the surface, we failed to see every minuscule flash. Hey, me of the past. The fact that they couldn't realize I am there would have seemed empty and sorrowful to you. But as I was now, I could proudly say it was more than enough. If any of you ever feel down, and you happen to see my hand I keep holding out to you, pretend to take it and get up using your own strength. If you feel warmth in the emptiness, laugh it off as your mind playing tricks, and stand up without relying on anyone. I just want them to vaguely accept our invisible kindness. Didn't mind if they never took notice of the love that was there. I'll always be on your side. And I'll always love you. As I crouched down, I felt a warm hand on my back. We love you too. Aww. How's that possible? How's that possible? How is this happening? I raised my face and saw my friends looking at me. Go on, raise your face. We came here to talk to you after all. Nidomi's words came back to me. You spent so much time observing the story, have you learned nothing from the characters? You gave me an umbrella when it rained. You went to a distant town with me. You ate cake with me. You treated my dreams with respect. All that came from you, and we wouldn't have made it here without it. Aww. Everyone knew they couldn't shoulder the sadness of others. They understood that they had to walk using their own 2 feet. I don't even have a name, yet you act like I was there. That was exactly why. You all told me your very own stories, so that you could stand in the face of someone's love without relying on anyone else. so that I could stand up with nothing but my own strength. Of course we're friends. So that it would become a source of the spirit to live, even if none of us were there. Just like how it was for the countless others who had gained courage from illusionary beings. Thank you. Thank you all so much. So maybe they could perceive him there because they knew he was there, and they also are known. They've manifested illusions, and with him being a Mamiya, they could potentially see him. That gap could be bridged beyond the spectator level. I scanned the records of the past and took an objective look at Mamiya. How he was when he was with Arasaka Osamu. How he was when he was with Morichika Toma. How he was when he was with Nigaki Mayuri. How he was when he was with Samaji Masotaru. Mamiya was using illusions to try and save people who were lonely. That is a fact. The solitude of having a motive to save others from solitude was finally reflected in my eyes. It was a scene I'd seen before, but the interpretation was completely different. Mamiya gets involved with people despite going on to disappear. Until now, I'd found that to be irresponsible, but now I understood that the decision stemmed from his self-sacrifice. And that realization left me perplexed like nothing else. That's just like me. I must have known that all along. The truth had always been within my grasp. I'd simply refused to bring it to my mind. That suffering and solitude was the very same shadow that had fallen over me. I know how you feel. I didn't actually want to. I'd always wanted to reject you as malignant, my polar opposite. Saving my friends from the tragedy of Mamiya was just a checkpoint. There's something I actually have to do. Sadness and joy intertwined within my chest. My friends taught me about the mission that lies beyond that. Although, during the final moment when one was overcome by deep satisfaction, the limit to self-sacrifice and loneliness would sneak up from behind. The end will be mine alone. My actions will be inherited by no one. Is that really okay? I closed my eyes as I felt my own end approaching. For friends. Alright, so I said that a while ago. It was kind of like the revelation at the end of part 2 was that Natsumi, by trying to protect them from what he saw as the malignant effect of Mamiya and the second generation of Mamiya, he intervened and essentially replaced Mamiya with himself, inadvertently making himself a Mamiya. But he's always been a Mamiya because he's been the other half of what Mamiya is from day one. They're kind of the same. So now, maybe because he's no longer quite like a spectator, he's kind of lost all of that capability besides like being in existence. Maybe he's now on the same level as Mamiya, and that means he can operate differently now? I'm not sure. So for friends, a shared illusion of the world's end. The 8 once again gathered at the cafe. And you called us to talk, right? To confirm what we know. We have to mourn Natsumi's death. Yeah, and that's exactly why we can't just leave things as they are. So, what are you gonna do with the guy who calls himself Mamiya? We'll catch him and kick his ass. Huh, isn't he already dead? I mean, we met Natsumi right before he died. Suddenly, white noise filled the cafe's TV. It's really loud. The screen then changed to show Tokyo Tower and... Natsumi? Natsumi Soichiro. Greetings, people of Tokyo. I am Mamiya's spokesman. What? Natsumi? Why is he on TV? The time has come for the old world to end, just as prophesied. Go outside and witness how the new world bleeds. Every channel shows the same thing. It's a signal hijacked. Apologies. I'm getting a call from work. Mamiya will most certainly accept and bear all your pain and desires. Who does he think he is talking like that? Come, people of Tokyo. Come and build a new world of illusion with us. The screen then displayed the demonstration being held at the heart of the city. Countless people were advancing while carrying flags and banners representing the power of illusions. They were chanting slogans aloud, and in the heart of it all, they could present the form of a fictitious Mamiya. The world is at its limit. Only those who believe in Lord Mamiya will be saved. It's a new savior. I can't believe this. It's like I'm dreaming. Why are you so moved? Do you even see how bad the situation is? My workplace is flooding me with calls to work, though it seems that this is where the incidents are focused. Mamiya's personalized entity, but that Mamiya turned into a police matter. Hey. Tojo Minato looking at all pale, raised his hands. Is it just me, or does the table look like it's being distorted? Now that you mention it. It's the boundary between reality and illusion getting blurred? The world's seriously gonna fall apart. Again, why do you sound so happy? We gotta go. We need to stop Natsumi and Mamiya. Wait, go where? You can tell by looking at the TV, they're on Tokyo Tower. We need to hurry and... The moment Suo Kaido took a step outside the cafe. Oh my gosh, what the fetch? The road spreading there began to twist and assumed an eerie shape like a slithering snake. What is this? The cars and pedestrians following the warped asphalt clearly trembling with fear. Is this reality? Or is it just a dream I'm having? Calm down, this is real. As Suo Kaido stood there dumbfounded, Kikuchi Ryo grasped him by the cheeks. Thank you. But there are people there standing in place. We can't get past them. Still, we have to go. Right, Arisugawa? The man with the face frozen and a half grin looked like a young man. We can't let Mamiya be used like this, can we? The direct gaze made the man who once hated the boy gather his resolve. Get in. Huh? You're the one who decided this, so lead the way. Moichika, you got a motorbike, right? We gotta go too. Are you nuts? There's no way I could drive on a road like this. But Natsumi's our friend, right? Fine, I'll do it. And I'm a police officer. I have to respond to this. Be careful out there. We'll watch you from here and... Huh? What are you saying? He turned the lights of the tiny mini car that he loved and opened the door. Come and share a fate with me. Don't worry, I will drive carefully. But... While the two that were hesitant, Kikuchi Ryo hopped in like he belonged there. You're not going? This place might collapse too, you know. Fine, I'll get in. Happy? Why did it turn out this way? This is weird. You know what this reminds me of? It actually reminds me of the end of Persona 5, because that whole idea of the Holy Grail, and it was the manifestation of the fusion of mementos with reality, which was the illusionary like self-delusion of the masses merging with the real world. And that's essentially what this Natsumi, like Mamiya, is doing. He's merging illusion and reality together. And it's like, it feels so much like that finale. It's kind of funny. Arisugawa was driving his classic car, passing the warped road and mysterious lights bathed by illusion. Shoot, what the heck? I can't drive like this! I think I might have seen something like this in a dream. Huh? You know how if you don't have a license, you often have dreams where you drive, right? I got a license, so I don't. Now's not the time to discuss your dream diary. He moved the wheel with great force, making the vehicle shake. Right, the red light. Huh? The traffic light? Yeah, when it's red, hit the gas as hard as you can. That tells me all I need to know about the kind of dreams you have. As the scenery changed moment for moment, the classic car carved the path. Alright, fine, I'll do it. It's an adult's job to show dreams to children. Mr. Arisugawa, now! The moment the traffic light turned red, he hit the gas pedal as hard as he could. Surrounded by red flashes, Arisugawa Osamu felt like his behind had begun to float. Then it hit him with that they were tilting. The car had turned 90 degrees vertically without speeding on the wall of the warped building. Look at us, we're riding on a wall. Wow, this is amazing. Whoa! Hey, what happened? When the car tilted like this, there's not enough room for my knees. It's uncomfortable. Man, you're pissed me off. Mochica's motorbike was weaving a path through the chaotic heart of the city. Mochica, the entrance to the tunnel's closed. Hang on tight. They were speeding through the tunnel while straining their eyes to for the enveloping darkness. The surface is bent. We gotta jump over. Jump over? You crazy? It's like going off a ramp while snowboarding. It should work, I think. And the conductor's gotta have more confidence. Following that order, Morichika made a motorbike accelerate toward the undulating surface. A moment later, it jumped and flew toward the exit. Man, that took a few years off my life. See? I told you you could do it. The car blared its sirens as it sped directly towards the heart of the city. The city with roads collapsed by illusion and pierced by a pillar of ice. Whoa, there's stuff like that too! Well, it looks like this is our stage. Keeping a composed face, Samajiwa Sotoru skillfully handled the vehicle to avoid the pillars. This is bad. We can't evade that one. So what do we do? Kikuchi Ryo opened the car door and grasped the metal pipe in his hand. I'm getting on your car. On his... Huh? Feel free to. Kikuchi Ryo jumped on the roof of the spinning siren and set his target and swung. Out of the way! With the sound of shattering ice, the car's trajectory quickly changed. Now we can keep moving. Alright, I'll make my car spew fire. I'm actually getting car sick. I've had enough of these guys. Are you uneasy? We're guided by fate. There's nothing to worry about. As the chaos whirled below, the indications of the believers were being chanted above. This era is overwhelming us all. The waves of information flowing every day and washing away what is truly important in life. Now the time has come for Mamiya to become true. While countless prayers were being sent, Natsumi Soichiro appeared in the middle. Within the silence, the eyes of the believers all focused on him. A loneliness no one can relate to is more agonizing than simply being alive. Even if you have countless other joys in life, your roots remain dry and unfulfilled. The emptiness becomes a hunger, and if the flowers you wished for don't exist anywhere on this earth, you have no choice but to create it yourself. The sustenance, the flower, the star. Touch it with your hand, confirm its presence. If it's something you can puff your chest with pride for loving. Following the heated speech, the illusion of Mamiya was finally exposed to the masses. It's Lord Mamiya, our Messiah is here. Please fulfill our wishes, Lord Mamiya. The people all extended their hands toward the middle. And Natsumi Soichiro looked around and silently approached one believer. First, you. Huh? I can tell. You have the resolve to accept a miracle. As countless believers focused on them, Natsumi Soichiro extended a beautiful hand. Take this hand to become a sacrifice to my new world. Gladly, I'd be happy and honored. There's no greater joy than witnessing Lord Mamiya's magnificent face. Are you seriously okay with that? Huh? I get that the world will end, and that's exactly when illusions can become truth, but I do not fully understand what you mean. Are you really fine with being a sacrifice to make me come true? I'm no sacrifice. Huh? I came here by my own free will. You gotta be kidding me. Why are you here? Oh my gosh, it's Natsumi again! Jeez, this game. This story is so crazy. Spectator! Now this is a surprise to see you as nothing but another believer, but I guess he is in there. Indeed, I am. Natsumi Soichiro. When interfering with a story, spectators were expressed as merely a part of the masses. To think you would show yourself here after being defeated and even losing your name. I realized I was Natsumi Soichiro. And at the same time, I was a Mamiya alongside you. I had undoubtedly walked us both. But when all of this is put together, the current me, I am a nameless spectator, nothing more. So, what happens now? I must finish the story and close the book. That is my mission. So, I came here to interfere with the character called Mamiya Yumehisa. Interfere? You want too much, too late! Do you have what it takes? To count Mamiya Yumehisa as one of the story's characters? A blend of sadness and anger, a shout made it seem like his very soul was trembling. You don't have the guts for it, do you? A vain fantasy, a vagrant whose true nature was accepted by none. A speck of dust below even the air, useless to all and anyone. Yes, that's probably what Natsumi would have said. But now it's just me. I can't complete the story if I don't include you as a part of my ego, my selfishness. Mamiya! A voice louder than anyone's echoed across the Tokyo Tower. Mamiya and I both turned at the same time. There we saw our friends. Why are you all here? Mamiya, it's not right for you to be used like this. But he said he would make me real. You understand, right? That's exactly what I want. We did indeed wish for your body to be materialized. But did it really make you this desperate? Illusions spend their lives asking for the impossible. We're eternally in a weaker position compared to those who have bodies. I've always been envious of you all. Hey, Mamiya. So you separated from me and left a mark on the hearts of so many people, huh? Does that make you displeased? Or shocked? Of course not. I'm actually happy. You were able to become someone's memory, their love itself. Love? So Kaido nodded with an expression like a parent's. Yeah, love. When it comes to loving someone, reality or illusion doesn't matter. Those words were full of confidence, almost terrifying in their optimism. That's why you were my and everyone else's friend, right, Mamiya? Huh. You were all just trifled by illusion. Stop saying such nonsense. Natsumi Seicho. Sorry, but I'm going. What are you saying? How can you do this while facing so many suffering people? Didn't you want a body? Your desire is about to be fulfilled. Forget it. I don't need it. I am the king of Trichiliocosm. Oh, wait, what? What? Why would someone like that want a body? Tell your jokes to someone else. The illusion's laugh echoed. A voice full of anger came from the side. Still, it's necessary. If Mamiya doesn't exist as an icon, these miserable lambs will not be saved. The body with the same face as mine was making an expression I'd never seen. His perfect body, akin to still water, was overcome by rage. Spectator. You hear it too, don't you? The pained voices. Mamiya, where are you? Why? Oh, if you don't have a body, I'll grant you a mechanical one. Like a random Mamiya, you can mistake for a human, one that's more affable than people. Mamiya, why did you disappear? If I get pregnant, would you be born as my child? Ugh. The callous curses raining down on me. My head hurt like it was being split open. This is just part of the voices I've always received. Natsumi Soichiro. In a warped world, Mamiya is the one's only solace. I need to save them all. His voice echoed in my ears. I finally realized. Oh, so that's how it was. We were the same. What do you say, spectator? I began walking toward Natsumi Soichiro. And one who knows, I must tell you this. Your desire will only repeat the tragedy that happened in 1999. When I aimed the gun at him, he didn't show any surprise. Handgun. It's gonna have no effect on a dead person like me. The bullets inside aren't mere lead. Those words made Mamiya, standing by us, widen his eyes. Are you insane? If Natsumi Soichiro disappears, the fact that you had a body will vanish as well. I know that. Quick, you're joking. Do you have any idea how jealous you made me? Can you imagine how much I wanted to be in your shoes? And who will close the book if you die? I looked at the other me and cracked a smile. I'm leaving the rest to you, Mamiya. Countless papers danced around Tokyo Tower. It was the power granted to spectators, the ability to interfere and settle a story. Just, what are you planning? The time came to a halt, a peculiar silence began to spread. A divine flame burning behind with shining intensity on our faces. I'm scared of disappearing. I honestly don't want any of this. But I must end this here and now. I took a deep breath. I believe in you. I know you can take over my story for me. You don't believe in me? You hated me, didn't you? There's no guarantee I can lead a story that ends in the ending you want. And now you're just dumping it on me at the final moments. Just how responsible are you? I entrust it to you. I took out a black book and gave it to Mamiya. This was a ritual to turn him into the story's spectator. Become me. This was my response to the many screams of the invisible illusion. I watched as Mamiya, grasping the black book, was slowly stripped of his perplexion and was overcome by a sense of duty. You're sacrificing yourself. I don't agree with it. Your actions, feelings, everything. And so, Mamiya suddenly vanished along with the book. He would surely awaken in the world above just as I had. Within that aftertaste of disappearance, I silently closed my eyes. I may not be anyone's friend anymore. I'm probably still just an illusion. But for the sake of my friends, I need to make Natsumi Soichiro deceased. The papers covering my vision were burning. The fire danced and the red light shone in the night sky at the ends of the world. The rising flames quickly began to descend, turning into night into evening. Time was flowing backwards, and with it, starting with the past, the story would be rewritten. Natsumi died. Couldn't see a single attendee in the funeral hall. There was only one coffin, placed there in silence. Natsumi Soichiro, let's end this. I looked up from the coffin and saw Natsumi Soichiro in front of me. You should be mourned at this funeral. Natsumi Soichiro was unexpectedly calm. If you are a spectator, then nothing I say at this point would matter. No, I can get you to understand you as you pass. You settle things, huh? The strong words made me crack a wry grin. Also, because I can relate to you. Death was both distant and close now. The scorching heat assumed a form behind us and approached. In that case, spectator, let me understand and accept this as I die. This was also that the bare chest could deliver the words that could have come from either the heart or the body. First question, do you desire the world's end? Ooh, interesting. Oh, can I not save here? Alright, I can. Just in case. Do I desire the world's end? I don't. I don't. Why? Because it's not the world where people I cherish live. It's because I believe that the world would go on, that they are able to gather love without fear. You can't trust trust the future is full of deceit. If we disappear from here, we'll once again meet in the Trichiliocosm. Are you seriously saying that? Well, it was set in stone that this body would die, wasn't it? It seemed the words of someone who'd given up on life since birth. So was that uprising your way of resenting death? The beautiful body's eyelids reflexively twitched. Let's stop there. There's no way you can understand the feelings of a body. No, let's continue. I talked with force and took a step toward him. Because this is the final moment. Transparent flames fell between us. Yes. The only one here was Natsumi Soichiro. In that case, I want to know your feelings. What do you think about the fact that I, your body, died at 17? I think I accept it. It's unfortunate, but it happens. There's no point complaining about it. No one decides when they die. Weren't you afraid? I actually don't remember the moment I died all that well. Though it may be that I was terrified. Death is lonely. Makes you lose everything the body has received. As I said that, a thought came to mind. Actually, weren't you more afraid of it than me? I am your body. What you thought is everything. At those unforeseen words left me surprised. Natsumi Soichiro put on an oblivious, sullen face. I feel like I said something I didn't have to. That is exactly the time for such words. Faint tongues of flame licked the tops of our shoes. This'll be the last one. Even with a heated, burning hell, Natsumi Soichiro's expression remained the same. If you, disappear. Was there any meaning in Natsumi Soichiro being born into this world? Not for me to decide, or that's what I believe. Honestly, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. All that's left after death is the mind. Being matter, the flesh withers and disappears into nothingness. But the words left behind go on to guide someone else. And neither human nor illusions have the upper hand in that regard. Mamiya was fine with just that. But when we disappear, we'll be gone from memories too, won't we? Even so, I want to believe that it wasn't for nothing, even if I'm alone in that. Ferocious flames consumed the church. I see. Fueled by red ink, these were correction flames that reduced anything and everything to ash. I'm glad I got to talk to you in the final moment. Within the flames, I heard his shoulders. I held his shoulders. The church burned up and our existence began to be erased from the world. Nameless one, were you happy? Not even having to think, I gave a confident nod. Yes, very. Then I suppose I fulfilled my role as a body. The one and only body smiled at me from within the fire. Natsumi Soichiro. I'm sorry I never properly mourned you despite going to your funeral multiple times. I can finally offer you some flowers. Wrapping around the air like Natsumi Soichiro, the flames burned hungrily. The blaze declared the end of the story, transparently burned it all. The non-existent fire soon reached my throat too. Mamiya's last words echoed in my head. You were sacrificing yourself? No. This is my ego. Despite having no body, despite having lost my name and identity, I still felt tearing, burning pain. This is my unbridled love. I faced the lonely flames and let out a silent shout. The me, known as Mamiya, I'm glad I was able to love you in the end. The skin I shouldn't have had was scorched and my muscles were being taken by the flames. So this is what I was born for. Even the flames burned my vision, kept my eyes open until the end, and looked at the world I love. Man was running between the books, embraced by a bunch of papers. Those who'd never once paid any mind to him now followed his back with their eyes. Oh. Yes, what is it? Please tell me how to close a story. And you are? I've been watching for a long time, but this is my first time doing it. Interesting. I have to say that I didn't expect that. Epilogue. Huh. So is this like the end? The end. I've been recording for a while. Alright. I think we'll stop here because I feel like the end's gonna draw out a bit longer. Like, it's probably not gonna be super long, but it'll let me kind of digest it all. So, let's just talk about what we saw. So Natsumi obliterated his own existence if it meant saving his friends and saving Mamiya. He kind of let Mamiya ascend into being a spectator. And that seems to potentially be giving him a path to be what he always was, but to be better. To do it in a kind of official capacity. And then Natsumi maybe never existed. Or, well, no, he must have died still. But it seems like it was going to erase them from existence as a correction. And if that's the case, then a lot of things are going to change, which is part of why I think we should stop here, because I imagine this epilogue is going to be... It's either going to be, like, insanely short and leave us guessing, or it's going to be incredibly long and thorough. So we're going to stop here, but the whole idea... Could you, like, burn yourself away knowing that it would possibly save people, your friends, knowing that they would never remember you, your touch, your warmth, your kindness, your dreams? Because it's like, dying is one thing. Being erased, it's like true death. I wonder. That's a really bitter pill to swallow. But maybe now we can see the story get a resolution after all. And maybe that's where this was always building up for. Maybe that's really what the goal was from the beginning. Why was Natsumi brought back as a spectator? Why was he brought back into the very world in which he died? Because in the end, maybe whoever was in charge of the whole project knew that that would be the case. That Natsumi's existence would be like self-fulfilling in a way. It's interesting. It brings into perspective again something that hadn't been mentioned in a while, but there is like a lord in charge of it all. So I wonder if we're going to end up seeing them, or if they're always going to be that enigmatic force in the background. I'll have to see. But there's also the chance that Mamiya will give Natsumi a new ending. Because he's a spectator now, he might be able to pull something off that we couldn't anticipate. But let's see. Anyway, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. Hope you enjoyed this episode. It was really intense and really just... I think it's going to be one of those things I'm going to have to think about for a while, just because it's like hard to wrap my mind around exactly how it all played out. But that kind of ending was pretty unexpected, honestly. I didn't really think it was going to play out like that. But I liked it. And I'm really curious to see, but it feels like we are at the end almost, so... Yeah, we'll have to see. But of course, there's always the chance that there's a true ending that I'm missing somehow, or something like that. So... if at the end of all this there is something I missed or something you think I should make sure to see before I like wrap this story, just give me a heads up on that. But you know, in the end, like the story is probably more meant for us to interpret on our own rather than to feel like we have to come to a shared understanding. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and until next video, watch me or see me in next. I'll see you there.